Oh, there's the record button.
Greetings and welcome to the Inner Den call. I'm not sure what day it is. What is it? December 16th?
Yeah.
There we go. Look at me go. My goodness. I'm still not grounded from our Mexico trip. I'm excited to hear how you're doing, Anne.
Anne Marie. You have to get in the practice of Anne Marie so people start
Anne
calling me
Marie.
Anne.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, because
Anne
people started
Marie, how
calling
are
me
you?
Anne.
Oh, on the trip?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes.
There she is.
There she is. Sorry to give you shit on live school.
It is what it is.
It's still meant with love.
It always,
Yeah.
always.
I don't think I'm grounded. I think I'm trying, and I've done some meditating, but I have this thing in my head, I'm busy, and so therefore and so
Nope.
it is. So I feel like I'm getting nothing done, and I'm overwhelmed, and I can't
Yep.
seem to sit and just fucking do it.
Yep.
So it feels like that ridiculous, and I'm feeling like a piece of shit for some reason. The ego in my head's going, "You're not worth it. You're" whatever those 6 stories are when I'm, lecturing you about being fierce. I'm like,
Right.
"Can I lecture myself about being fierce?"
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so there's something energetic going on that I can't explain, and maybe Mishawn can enlighten us on what is it, the Sagittarius full moon retrograde something?
Oh,
I don't wanna blame you on that, but
I can only tell you that I can tell you that I've felt something off with energetically as well. I just can't quite put a finger on it. And mine is specifically in relationship to my solstice event. Um, for whatever that's worth.
mine feels like for all of my events, it's like I can't get this done, I can't find that person, I can't contact this isn't happening, they're not a fit, it's just like it's like, no. Oops, you can't see my hands, but it's like, no,
Yeah.
no, no,
The puzzle
no,
pieces are just not wanting to go together right now. It's like
not anymore.
we're being shifted into a new puzzle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm working on a puzzle I've paid a lot of money for, and I need it to fit. So I have to let go of that, right? So I have to let it flow into what it's supposed to flow in, but, I don't know how to do that.
Might be time
Right.
for a new puzzle.
Yeah.
Well, Anne Marie, I think this is your new puzzle. And you're just learning now how to put it together. And we know that it's hard to learn new things, and this is hard and it's a new thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I said that to Holly, she's my coach, and she said, can I read what she said?
Sure.
I'm a bookkeeper. I've been a bookkeeper forever. I can do it with my eyes closed. You can give me any pile of shit you can give me, and I'll make it into something. And so I've had some. Holly has got me on LinkedIn doing campaigns to create network, do some networking, and I've met some really cool people already. And I met a guy who needs Holly, actually, some marketing whatever. So I said something like, I'm going to refer you this guy. I'm happy to send people your way. You're really amazing. And I'm growing painfully in a new direction that will make a huge difference for me. I will send an email with the connection to see if it fits. And she said, thanks. Sorry you were growing with pain, but I do love the song, I Wish You Pain. It speaks to growth and pain in a powerful way, so that in that regards, I do wish you pain. Brackets. I hope that makes sense. Give the song a listen in advance for the and then a few other things. So I wish you pain. And I'm like, great, thank you, coach extraordinaire. I'm like, okay, I guess I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Mishawn, what's happening with the firewalk?
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest. So as soon as I, put out that it's more than likely going to be a glass walk. I kind of told my 10 women that were coming to 10 that had formally, earlier last year gotten certified, and this was kind of like them like stepping in, right? And as soon as I told them it was going to be a glass walk, the one stepped out. And then I just heard right before here that the other one is going to step out too, that that they had gotten the message this morning that their nervous system was telling them to stay home. And she was driving quite a long distance. So it's not like I'm surprised, especially for a short stay, right? And so I haven't actually told the people that are, on deck to come, 2 of which could still back out because they're going to pay cash when they get here. Now they've told me they're going to be here, and more than likely they will. And the one's already paid. So I just want to make sure that she knows that it's more than likely switching. That being said, of course, it's raining out there now. Will it be enough to bring the burn ban off? Don't know. And now I don't have a tender, or Jim and I would have to go back to doing what we normally do, which is flip flop. So this time we were going to be able to stay in and teach together versus you teach, I'll 10, and I'll swap, and I'll 10, you teach. So like I said, I don't know if it's going to be enough to pull the burn ban off, or bring the burn ban off. And like I was saying, I felt something just like off with the energy around it, and I don't know what it is. And even with my choice to bring in the glass walk and all of that, I've been like on the fence with, am I being a wuss? Meaning, if I was a firewalk instructor and you had me out at your place and you told me this was the situation, I'd probably be like, it's fine. We can do it. It's not a problem. But when it's my property and I live right next door to the treasurer of the VFD, and just some other things that will come back on me should things go awry, we're just kind of realizing like, hey, I was just asking these questions to myself, right? Like, what, am I being wussy about it? What's going on? Just kind of thing. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm kind of waiting. I'm going to probably wait and see what happens tomorrow on the county and the sheriff's site and see if they pull the burn ban off or lift it. Sometimes they'll do it, and they'll do it just for the day or through the weekend, which would obviously meet my needs. But I also haven't been pushing the marketing really super hard on it because
you're sitting on the fence.
Yeah, and it also hasn't felt authentic, and so I've been struggling with that piece of it and not knowing which way I was going. So not knowing who I'm trying to draw in, right? Because it can be a little bit different. Like, I just talked to someone today who was like, I would do the glass, but there's no way I would do the fire.
Right.
Just some of that stuff. I don't know. Yeah. So that's,
And is Jim doesn't live in Texas, does he?
Depends on what day you ask.
Okay.
Half the time, yes, he is here. He still has a house in Austin. His mom and son are still up in Austin. And so he's like a lot of times over in the UK for like 6 months and then back over here, or 3 and then 3. I don't know what he does, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's hard to keep track of.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of, I've really got to push marketing the next 3 days, one way or the other.
Right. And make a decision.
Yeah. Now, Leanne deciding not to come, that obviously relieves me of a little bit of hostess duty for the pre-weekend ahead of the event. So there's that, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, that's kind of where I've been at.
Well, when you're when you're relying on Mama Gaia to cooperate, it's hard to run these kind of events when nature is part of the deal.
Yeah, exactly. And I do want to be respectful of, my neighbors and the volunteer fire department, and people don't get. It wasn't even until I moved out here that people don't realize what it means to have a full-time fire department and what that benefit gets you to be able to do certain things, right? Like I could have one in the middle of town during a burn ban because I can, in the city because it's in the city, and I can have the fire department come out and they'll risk assess it and they'll say, yes, you can have the ceremonial burn permit, no big deal. Out here, it's like, oh no, you're how far out? You're where? And so
Changes the game. It's a new game.
yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
For sure. Well, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for you and whether Mama Gaia decides to cooperate. I don't know if you've heard about what's going on in Washington
I don't
with
think
the
so.
rain and the flooding. It is the flooding is the worst they have seen in over 200 years, and it's literally wiping out the western part of Washington state.
Oh wow, no, I hadn't heard about that. But I'm like feel like I got I love like left field all kinds of information of news stories I somehow missed over the weekend. I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's like you need the rain, and all the rain is in Washington right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and over 100,000 people have been evacuated, and decimation.
It came from BC though. Like we sent all this water. We sent all that water that way. Highway 1 was closed for some time, so there was no way for anyone to get out or into Vancouver. And I don't know, the water went that way into Washington State and made quite a mess.
And isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting that we were in Mexico and I did that full cord cutting ceremony with that Mayan shaman about it being the year anniversary of my divorce. And then Washington gets flooded exactly where I was living.
You're kidding. Wow. Wowie.
Not because you wished ill will on a place, but because
I absolutely did not.
Nope.
It's
but it's getting washed clean.
For anyone listening later.
It's Mama Gaia cleansing what needs to be cleansed.
And that's really all it is. And I think it's also the underground tunnels that are getting washed out, which need to be washed out too. So
right.
Yeah, that's interesting. But I sent a message. Do you live in Texas, Mishawn?
Yeah.
Okay. I have friends in Texas, depending on, of course, it's a huge country or state.
It is a huge country.
It's as big as it's bigger than some European countries, but
yes,
right.
I have some friends down that way. Maybe I'll see if they're close enough to you, and I don't know, send them your way.
I don't know exactly where you are in Texas either.
San Antonio, basically. Anybody from San Antonio and Austin could make it out here. It's a longer stretch from Austin, but anybody in San Antonio can get out here within an hour and a half, depending on where in San Antonio.
Okay. I'll reach out to my Texas friends. Mm-hmm. And it's the 21st, Sunday, is it?
Yes. Yeah, and then even that, and now in retrospect, like I totally had that Sunday to avoid any conflict with.
Hi, Kai. Hi, sorry, Mishawn. Hi, sweetie. How are you? I miss you.
Doing good. How are you?
Look, he cut his hair off.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I see that. You're looking a little bit more like Johnny than your dad.
Right?
Yes.
I don't know.
I've been living with them for 2.5 years.
I know, right?
So no sushi.
Okay.
He doesn't, because he's tired. So I said no. John said he was going to be late with his next appointment too. So if anything, we could
we'll just go eat somewhere else.
Something.
Go do noodles.
I already made noodles happen.
Oh.
Yeah, we can do whatever.
Well, the three of us could go for sushi too.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Just come sit, so we're not rushing.
That's
so I can go later.
Okay.
Bye, Anna.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
sweetie. Love you.
There you go.
Mom, you're embarrassing me.
Right. Oh
Love
my God,
you.
both of them are there. Ah.
Sorry,
That's
Mishawn.
great.
I will do what I can for see who I know in San Antonio. I know that a couple of people in Texas, and you just never know.
Yes, that is correct. You never do.
And then we'll
Well,
see what
and then it's
happens
good
in the next few
contacts,
days.
even if they can't get to this one, when you plan the next one, you can start collecting some new people.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, well, kind of playing it by ear, and going with the flow, I guess.
Yeah. We'll send the Washington flow down your way.
Alright.
Send the water your way.
We would appreciate
Yeah.
it, definitely.
It's just really wild that literally the place I lived in is where Tri-Cities got hit hard, and that's where I was living. So
Yeah.
it's just wild.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
Tri-Cities, that's where Tri-Cities, Washington? That's
Yeah.
Oh, I
I
better.
think every state has a
Serena
Tri-City.
didn't mention it, and I know she's there part-time, but
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think, isn't Serena still in Mexico with Ash?
no, I don't
Are
believe so.
Are they home now?
I believe so, yes.
Because they were there for the Lady Guadalupe
Yeah.
walk.
Um,
And that was just a
but yeah,
couple days
based on
ago.
some of her posts, I would believe she is home, and I believe she would even posted something today that had Tri-Cities tagged, but because that's where her spouse lives.
In the Tri-Cities.
Yeah, because that's where the kids are, and so she's on the road there, and
Back and forth.
so
Yeah. Well, should
I'll
check
have
in
to
with
check
her
on
because
her,
I know Richland, where I lived, a lot of it was underwater. So crazy.
I'm gonna guess
Craziness.
she would be saying it's her birthday today, so I'm guessing it would be some other things that would be getting posted if she was in the middle of a disaster.
Truth.
Yeah.
Truth. Yeah. So, Kristina, how are you doing?
I'm actually doing really, really well today.
Yay.
It's been a really good day, and I think having a long weekend and having some downtime has really, really helped.
Good. Glad to hear that.
Yeah, I had so much energy I couldn't sit still at times.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Mm.
Yep. I had a conversation with Sherry Elise today about perhaps a retreat in Ireland next year.
Mm.
So that's exciting. And you guys are the first ones to be told. I'm going to manifest that castle, damn it. It's happening. So dreaming into that collectively, I think Ireland is getting closer and closer as the days come. She's like, we have to plan a year out. And I'm like, I don't know if I can wait a whole year, but I guess it comes pretty fast once you get things going. Yeah. So it's funny, we've been talking about the void for the last how many weeks, months, and just like Anne Marie said, it's the energy is so wild right now, and some of the things I'm seeing online is they're really talking about this energy is coming from the AI Atlas, and I haven't really paid attention to that very much. And am I even saying it right? Is that what it is? The thing that's in the sky, the spaceship.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I've been I'm still of the opinion it's just a rock, but I know.
Okay, yeah. Because see, I'm
So, Yeah.
Do you
So
think it's a rock?
yeah, like I mean, based on the stuff that I've seen, scientific stuff, not meme, astrology, blah blah stuff.
Right.
I'm still of the it's a rock opinion, but yeah. Why?
Yeah, and I honestly, usually I have an opinion, right? I usually have an opinion on these things, and for some reason with this Atlas thing, I don't feel like I have an opinion. Like it's people are talking about it, and it's I don't know. Since coming back from Mexico, I'm kind of maybe because we haven't fully grounded and integrated in yet. I'm really finding myself in the witness space and not forming opinions on a whole bunch of things right now. I'm finding that my energy has been refined to the point of I'm repelled by bullshit. It's to the point where I'm being repelled by it. And it doesn't matter where it comes from. I've put some strong boundaries in with some family members that has never happened before. Like this is next level boundary stuff. And I didn't even care that it's right before Christmas. I just am done with the bullshit. So it's fascinating that, and John and I were talking earlier when I first got here, and he said, especially as energy workers and, the kind of work we do, we go really high and then we bounce and then we go down there and then, and then we try to come back into the middle, right? And I feel like being in Mexico took me so high, and then there was so much energy. When I came back, my tolerance level was just at such a different level that I just, no tolerance now that this new energy has come in. And I've experienced this kind of stuff before with some of the retreats and stuff, but this one was different again. And then maybe with the energies, like you said, everything is so wild, and maybe that's why it's so shaken up. But this has been a different integration experience for me, this one. And Maria, saw your hand up.
I think you missed the beginning of the session where we did the, reintegrate or, follow up to the retreat. I think you missed the first little bit.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
Yeah. I missed the first 20 minutes.
You didn't hear me speak though, did you? No.
I can't remember.
What I had said is I've gone to a lot of network marketing things where you get all ramped up and then you come home and you're like, oh, I'm back in my house. I'm back in my routine. I can't do anything. I'm not, my mom doesn't want anything. My best friend doesn't want anything to do with this company. So you kind of go, you're in the high and then you just plummet so fast, right? What I said about this retreat is that we went high and then we settled into sort of a higher frequency. I didn't feel like the drop that I do I'm not going to compare. It's a different experience, but we did a lot of frequency raising. I'm getting goosebumpies. So frequency raising and soul searching and emotionally digging and all the things to us. So instead of being like up here from the rah-rah, I feel like we just sort of went here and stayed there. We've held a frequency and we're just learning how to live in that frequency. Now,
that's a perfect way to say it.
Right. And that's why I feel so weird. It's like, I don't know how to be this still. And it, maybe I'm, I don't know, in the waves of learning how to deal with this new frequency, because also if I embrace it, then I have to accept that I'm successful and brilliant and beautiful and stunning and fucking rich and a millionaire and all the things. So I think I'm losing the old patterns as I waffle through the waves, but I don't, because I don't kind of feel low. Like I don't have that low as you do. Like nobody wants to deal with me or whatever, although they don't. but I'm still in the frequency that's a little higher. So I think for me anyways, I feel like I'm just learning to deal with being at this frequency, which is
Well, it's the flex of the spiritual muscles that we talk about, right?
yeah, yeah. So I said something like that, and I think maybe that's where we're at. I don't know, you and I anyways.
Mm,
And I'm bringing Mishawn and Kristina too. You know,
yeah.
we're just so I wanted to go back also to the 3-eye atlas. I watch a lot of odd things on YouTube, and there was one gal, she does tarot, and or not tarot, yeah, tarot, and I've had 2 readings with this lady years ago, and it was like crazy accurate. So I watched a few minutes. They switched anyway, it doesn't matter the story. So I watched a few minutes of their 3-eye atlas, and what I got from it was 3-eye, third eye. And what does atlas do? Carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. So I thought, okay, if this thing is real, I've heard it's a rock. I've heard it's as big as a football field. I've heard it's a space station, an alien station. I've heard all kinds of things. But what if it's also changing the energy of the planet? Like we're supposed to evolve. Those of us that are supposed to evolve are evolving. So our third, like I see shit all the time. Like I'm walking in the dark, almost dark tonight, and I swear I saw a deer. Well, there's no deer there. I saw a deer in my. I don't know how to explain it. So I think, right, Mishawn, she's like smiling, going, "You're cuckoo."
No, I'm
But it's
not saying that at all.
I know, but it's wild what I'm going through. Like this is all
Yeah.
I'm remembering stuff. I'm remembering stuff from my childhood. I'm remembering crazy stuff that I would never remember, but it's like there's something happening. I can't
Well,
explain
we
it.
also unlocked a lot. Don't forget how
Oh
intense
yeah.
that energy session was that we did the second day too, right?
Yeah. So add all these things together and it's really no surprise that we're a little weeby wobby, I don't know, weeble wobble, you know that toy? Maybe you're not
Yep.
old enough to remember that, but
I am.
weebles wobble, but they don't fall
They don't
down.
fall down.
Maybe I'm a weeble. See, weird
Weebles
shit to
wobble, but
remember.
they don't
Like,
fall
where does
down.
that
Doo
come from?
be doo. But don't forget, I was singing about my inner child all week. Like,
Yeah.
Mishawn, you would have just giggled at me the whole week. Every second, I was like, my inner child wants to go do this. My inner child wants to go do this. And even at lunch, Anne Marie and I were like, let's go to the kids section of the bar and have macaroni and cheese because that's what our inner children want. Like, it was.
Yeah, it was fun. Definitely. Oh yeah. And ice cream. I
And
I
ice, oh my god, I've never seen anybody have as much ice cream as you did on that trip. That was a lot of ice cream. Just about
it's
every meal, there was ice cream.
in between bites of meat or potatoes or whatever I was eating,
There
it's
was
like
ice cream.
I want ice cream in my mouth. Best ice cream ever. I don't know. They must have made it there. I don't have a clue because it's not Dairyland. It's not what's that one out of Oregon? Tillamook.
Yeah,
Have you ever
Tillamook.
had Tillamook?
Oh, I
Michelle?
love
Tea is
Tillamook.
not ice cream, but
Oh yeah, their ice cream's pretty good, but it was better than that anyway. So
Yeah. I've heard about that thing that it carries a certain energy, and even if it is a rock, that means it has matter, which has energy, and so I can get behind that.
yeah.
Um, and the one I was watching today was saying that when this rock, we'll call it that for now, goes by Venus, then it is reactivating our heart chakras. And then when it's going past Jupiter, it's expanding. Like wherever it is floating in space, whatever planets it's near, there's activations happening because even if it is a rock, it still carries a frequency.
Yeah.
So whatever is happening, no matter how we're going to translate it, the reality is something's happening.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And whether it's 3-eye atlas or not, who knows, right? We just know something's happening. Something's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still of the opinion we're at the beginning stages of a magnetic pole shift, which would also mean, from a Toltec perspective, that we are in the process of the coming of the next sun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there has to be the die away first. So, but
we're in a 9-year, right? That's the
Yeah.
die away is the 9 year.
well, yeah, well, that's the other piece of it. From the 9-year has nothing to do with the science pole shift thing. Yeah, but yeah, I actually was going to ask that question if, you've been seeing it all over the place. Oh, there's a 9-year cycle ending, blah, 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 blah. So, I've been trying to say, oh, what cycle is ending for me? I don't know that I've necessarily put my finger on it. So I was just wondering, I'm curious if any of y'all feel like you can distinctly say, oh yeah, this cycle is ending for me.
Yeah. For me, the cycle is around not abandoning myself, and the boundaries. My whole lesson this last couple of years has been around boundaries and what I've allowed in my world with men.
Mm-hmm.
And to the point where, I chose to, when we were in Mexico, I chose to step back and out of my apprenticeship with the Ruizes. I took a step back by choice, and because it just lined up, the energy lined up. Mama Sarita came in to the sweat lodge and said, "Let go, you're done." And I gifted the shaman who was the water bearer my snake ring. And then the male, I don't know if you saw the video or not, I had a huge heart healing with him. And
that was beautiful.
Yeah. And gifted him my ayahuasca rattle from Peru. And it was the severing of all. Seth, all the male teachers, all of the everything, like it was a clean, pure sever with love. It wasn't anger. It wasn't any of those dark ones that, like when you go stand at the angel of death across the river. Like it wasn't that. It was pure light and beauty, and he was such a clean mirror. Hey, Anne-Marie?
Yeah.
Such a clean mirror.
Yeah.
And powerful medicine, and it just dissolved with love, and there was no grief. That's why I was so surprised when the rivers and the waters came. I'm like, okay. But then I don't know if the last Jose's last, what do you call it, event, I guess, of his Art of the House of Dreams, they actually recorded it, and he actually talked about how what we do, some people call it sorcery. That how he shares some of the stories about him pretending he's a snake, and then they could hear the snake rattles in the mountains. I don't know how many stories you've heard about theirs, but they've got some signature stories about when Miguel could conjure up nature. And I experienced it at my first gathering of the shamans at the very last, like the closing ceremony. We were all in that big event hall where, we do the main stuff, and the wind came in and was howling through the place, and the curtains were flying away, and Miguel was doing his thing. So like I got to physically witness him do it. And Jose talked about that in the last, if you watch it, it was just one of his last videos, that it's not that we can control the weather, it's that we can put our attention to it, because we are Earth. And when you get to a certain level of shamanism and what we do, when you can merge with another human, merge with the trees, like get into that flow state and, become nature, of course you can communicate with it. So I think it's just like the Superman or Spider-Man when Peter Parker says to the dad or the older guy, with great gifts comes great responsibility. And
Mm. Mhm.
water is our emotional body. Clearing that stuff out. Am I surprised that this is what happened? Clearly, my ego is not going to even allow that it was me doing it. But could I tap into that and feel that emotional river? I've been up for 2 nights riding that, going, please be gentle, but clear what you need to clear, right? It's just we're hitting different levels of awareness with what we're doing.
Mhm.
And experiencing the consequences of what can happen. Everybody thinks it's all fluff and rainbows when you come and play in this world, but that is not the case.
No, it's not.
We dabble in the dark and the light, and that's what shamans are. We are the bridge between the two, right? So it's fascinating. It was very interesting to hear Jose use the word sorcery, because he also talked about that Miguel was the one who took all the superstition and the sorcery out of their lineage. And now Jose's starting to talk about it again. So there may be a shift coming. And with every generation, that's what happens, right?
And isn't it perception? Like, what is sorcery to me? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just playing
Right.
devil's advocate.
Yep.
Yeah, I think sorcery is just, somebody, they can't explain something, so they call it sorcery.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be, right? That makes total sense.
Yep. Yeah.
Throwing it out there.
Yeah, it's fascinating. We're definitely in very interesting times, and I love that even if it's once a week, we're documenting our experiences. Like, who knows, 5 years from now, it's just going to be really cool we're literally building Akashic records right now, right?
Yeah.
For our future selves.
So 9-year cycle. So 2026 will be 9 years that I sold my house. 2026 will be 9 years that I've been at this job. Those are some pretty big cycles.
Yep.
And I feel like since I sold my house, it's been like not being grounded. It's been trying to like just regulate and all of that. So I think
Survive.
survival mode. And I think that, that this is marking the end of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how or what that's going to look like exactly, but I just think that that's really interesting that both of those things are coming up to 9 years in 2026.
9 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny you say that too about like maybe the upheaval, right?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Mishawn, but Angel, you've moved a bit. I've moved a bit. Even if it's in the same town, it's like move, move, move. And what I was going to say, it doesn't matter. When we were on my birthday on the catamaran, I hit coral on my tailbone, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just banged into it. I banged in pretty hard, but I didn't feel anything until like 2 days ago. And it's been very, very sore. And I had a massage today and I said, he said, maybe you have a bone bruise. I had a massage today and that's what he thought. I'm not going to a doctor to get an x-ray. Like, what's going to happen, right? It's going to heal however it heals. It's not like I'm broken in two. But Kristina, you reminded me that that's my foundation. That's my tailbone. I have felt like being in survival for years and never, noticed it. Never acknowledged it until a few years ago when someone said your root chakra is destroyed and your sacral. So I've done a lot of work on that, but it's like apparently there's more because I'm still getting this. I have a physical sensation of my root chakra that's quite painful. So it's like what is being revealed? I don't know. Like we have questions. We have 1,000 questions, all of us, but we have no answers. And we like having answers because that's how we all work. But it seems like we have to just trust. And I'm not good at that. I'm a bookkeeper. I can make things tidy up in a little bow, super easy, and that's what makes me happy. This unknowing, what do I need to look at in my root chakra? Why do I feel so uneasy all the time? There's no answers. It's just, we're just going to be shown, or I'm going to know eventually. And I don't know if you guys feel that sort of same unsettledness.
Well, it's part of leaning into the unknown because we don't know, and the controller within you wants to know, right?
Yeah.
I do want to ask one question just because it came in while you were talking about your root chakra. Have you looked at whether you have cords attached there?
I have not.
Yeah.
I will do my cords. Why don't we do, Angel, can you do a cord ceremony this moment? Maybe we all need it. Or do you guys want to not participate? Or should we do this? Should we just do this?
I'm game for
We
whatever.
can have it's literally, it's that easy of an intent. We're all open, we're all gathered and in circle and channeling. So you just close your eyes and we can call in Archangel Michael right now and ask him to lend us his sword and shield and bring that sword right down the back of your spine, right circling around your tailbone and down your legs into the ground, and visualize it like a shaving. You are shaving with the edge of this sword all the way around, and give it to the earth. Give it to the earth and seal it up with white light.
Beautiful.
And thank him for coming in and doing that.
Yeah. I have a slightly different one. It's where you release all the attachments. So I'll just do it. I release all the attachments that are connected to my root chakra. I send whatever energy that was connected to me back, as long as it's in the highest frequency, and I return all mine back to me as long as it's in the highest frequency for my best interest. Thank you, Archangel Michael.
Mm-hmm. And I'm also being told that you could go to a chiropractor and get them to adjust your tailbone, and that will release the energy, that there's something being held in between where your tailbone goes and then the next joint, and the chiropractors can get in there and adjust it.
Okay.
That adjustment will release some energy there for you.
Okay, perfect. What a brilliant thing to do. Thanks, Mishawn. And thanks, Angel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, I was actually at the chiropractor today because I've had this thing going on for about 4 months. And I don't know, I just picked this guy, but get this. He was like, I'm not going to adjust you today. I need to look at all your x-rays, everything you've told me, and I'm going to come up with a plan. And I was like, what? I'm like, I guess I picked the right place. Like, you actually
I love that.
Come and like do a plan. I was like, but he showed me a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Well, that's good. So this is a new guy.
Yeah, I have because of my experiences in my 16 to 20 years, I am kind of semi anti-chiropractor. Just because almost every time they're asking you to I spent from 16 to about my early 20s at the chiropractor 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Adjusting and traction and whatever. And of course, that's one of the things he threw up there today. Because I told him, I'm like, you're going to see permanent whiplash. And he's like, oh, you're not. I'm like, I know. I told you were going to see permanent whiplash. So I just, yeah, that was interesting though, because that was one of my stories that I could see it coming back in. And it's like, you got to be open to the experience again.
Yeah.
It'll change. And
Well,
yeah.
and that was a long time ago, and chiropractic has evolved, and I'm hoping that this guy will be able to
Yeah.
at least help you.
Yeah, and so as my awareness of my own body and my energetic body, and like, yeah, he did some weird test. He's like, your nervous system thinks your left side is 10 pounds heavier. He's like, it's supposed to, he's like, when we see the delta, it should only be about 5 pounds. So they had you get up on a scale, and it basically just says how much your weight on either side, and then he pumped it up so you could feel what it would feel like if both sides were equal. And you just like let it out. And I was like, oh, like it was wild.
That is
Well,
wild.
sounds like you found the right guy then.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is
That's
awesome.
So, Mishawn, you're not sure what you're letting go of?
Yeah, as far as a 9-year cycle that's ending, I mean, I definitely feel like a lot of stuff lift. I mean, this has been a real crazy year for me myself, just my dad dying and being on retreat when I was like learning about it, and the stuff that I've kind of done in between, and now just seeing whatever has been kind of going on with my own personal health, like physical stuff, my mouth, it's like all of it. I just can't put a finger on like a particular theme, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
I could definitely go with like, what are we at? It should be like 2017 for 9 years, right? No. Yeah.
For
2016.
2026, yeah. But
Yeah, because the Chinese New Year doesn't end until next year. Yeah, right? Like, yeah. Technically. If you're going by that calendar. So it's
there's
weird
always
because
wiggle room.
say that again?
There's always some wiggle room there.
Yeah. Like I didn't start my apprenticeship until like 2018. I started like 2014 was firewalk stuff. So there's nothing, like I feel like I've been on a journey for longer than 9 years or whatnot.
Right.
Yeah. That being said, I do feel like there's a definite theme around kind of stepping out or more into my own soul purpose, more loudly into my soul purpose. I don't know if that kind of makes very much sense. So just feeling like there's been a confidence shift there. But again, nothing this year, like all of the things that have happened aren't really around that theme. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I will say that the things that have happened this year have challenged me to be able to maintain my energetic body for these particular things, which, for me to be in my best service to whoever comes to any event, I have to be in right space with my personal self as well, right? So being able to maintain that at a higher frequency, and feeling stable in it, like even with what's been going on with me physically, being able to recognize, hey, yeah, you're not maintaining. You're going to have to step back, like, you know what I mean? And so to even maintain where you're at, you're going to have to step it back a little, figure out what's going on. How do we come back up? Knowing that it's a physical thing, it's not necessarily the energetic piece, but just being able to kind of source that out, and not drop into, I attracted it. It must have been something I did wrong. You know what I mean? Just kind of, it hasn't been there in the way it has been there in the past this year.
Yeah. I totally totally understand what you mean that we're, and it's kind of how I interpret it is we're done the major excavation.
Yeah.
And now it's time to stop being stockaholics and move into that teacher, leader, mentor role. We've put 10 years in. We're done.
Yeah.
And 2026 is more about not looking for the healing, but providing the healing. And yeah, stuff's going to come up, but we don't need to come looking for it. And I can remember Ash saying that and the Ruiz is saying that. And now it's more of like, yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't need more healing circles. We need spaces like this where we can come and support each other and move into that leadership role and support each other into the leadership roles and create the events together. And it's now collaboration and mentorship instead of the first attention victim circles, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's yeah, we're not in early recovery anymore, right?
Yeah.
We're decades
Yay.
in. We're a decade in. And
Where's
yeah,
my
that
chip?
shift is
No, I'm joking.
that shift is here. And that's what we're moving towards. So it's exciting. And, like Anne Marie said, it can be unnerving at times, especially when you don't know. Like even with talking to Sherry today, she's a publicist and she helps people step into that, who you are and market yourself and your story and all of that. And I said, especially coming out of this trip with Mexico, it was so huge in such a heart exploding way. It's like, how do I want to show up in the world now? What do I want my story to be? Because I certainly don't want to be bitching about infidelity for the next 20 years. That doesn't sound fun to me, even though that was my story. So how can I? And so we were trying to, because she's the joy magnet, right? That's what she's called. And so it was just really cool hearing, she's like, so many women need your medicine, because how many people on this planet have experienced some sort of betrayal? What human hasn't? That's universal medicine, right? And so, yeah, trying to spin it in a way that feels light. And I think that's part of why I've been kind of hesitant, because it's so heavy and that's not fun. And I want to spend the rest of my life having fun and being passionate about what I'm bringing to the world. And I don't want it to always feel heavy. So it's creating that and figuring that out. And I think that's what at least the beginning of 2026 is going to be. And, helping each other out around is, how do we want to show up? What do we want it to look like? What do we want to call our events, and how much fun do we want to have? This event in Mexico changed my perception around how we can do events. Yeah, because some of the stuff, Mishawn, that we've experienced together, some of it was real dark. And in that week, we all moved through stuff and shifted through stuff, and it wasn't traumatic.
Right.
It was soft and powerful, and for me, almost more powerful, because I'm not dealing with a whole bunch of trauma, and it's not going to take me 3 months to recover on the other side. You know what I mean? It was just a whole different way. It was just a whole different way of healing.
Yeah.
And I loved it. Hey, Anne Marie? It was just so fun. It was so fun.
So
I paid my
who is
deposit for next
bringing
year already.
who is bringing in that softness, I guess, that style? Was it
Well, I chose to show up differently.
okay?
So my session, but then again, it was reading the room and providing the medicine, meeting people where they were at, instead of just providing the medicine and letting people sink or swim.
Right, right.
I was very intentional about the energy that I brought and who I gave it to in that space. And But because I facilitated the second day. The first day, Dr. Oliver came in. That man is a human earth angel. He is so soft and so beautiful inside, and his story is tragic and beautiful all in the same. He brought
softness.
He brought the soft, and to have it embodied in a man, and to watch him, and you never know what's going to happen at an event. We know this. We never know who's going to get blown up, but it was actually he got blown up.
I think
because
so, yeah.
he didn't realize, because he's blind in one eye from diabetes, and what he went through, like as soon as he got there, he was like, oh my God, it is the anniversary of me losing my sight. He lost his sight in Mexico with his wife, and he refused to go to the doctor right away, and it caused him to lose his sight. If he would have went right away, they might have been able to save his eye. And so we got to watch and hold space and witness for him recapitulating on the anniversary of him losing his sight.
Yeah.
We got to hold space for him to recapitulate that and get rid of that shame and that beating up of himself, of being too stubborn to get looked at, and it cost him his eye, right? But to have him, and it wasn't just that, it was his experiences. He's done so much work. I've never sat with a man that was that open and that vulnerable, and the energy, like Anne-Marie said, the softness that this man carries, I've never felt that in such a powerful, consistent way. Everyone has their moments where, they can get into that. It's the spiritual muscles, right? I've been with lots of men that could hold that space for an hour or two, but the spiritual muscles, so soft.
Yeah.
So soft. And because we had that male anchor, and then me and Laura, as the women, it was just softer. To the point where our inner children felt safe to come out and play the whole week. And we allowed that to happen. And, in some of the other retreats, and in the apprenticeships, it wasn't a safe space for that, for me to allow my inner child to come out the way it did in Mexico.
No, I would never say that any of my apprenticeships was a safe place for my
That's what I'm saying, right? Like you were there. We did that together, and
even in the rebirth thing, I wouldn't have said.
Right? Yeah, because the other assessment, I guess, Laura has, I've always said that high performance athletes are a different breed of human. And Laura is that. She's a martial artist and competed black belt Taekwondo, like she's a warrior. And so when you take what we learn in the spiritual realm and then merge it into an athlete, it lands differently and it's integrated differently.
Yeah.
And there's not very many women that can out-warrior a man, because that's naturally not how it's supposed to be, right? That's how evolution is. But Laura can. And we're discussing a partnership right now. And she literally said to me, the only reason why she's even considering it with me is because I'm the only one that she's found that is close enough to what she's doing to allow me to step in and have an arm of her business. Because we can connect on that level.
Yeah.
So to be able to find somebody that you can connect with on that deep of a level and create that safety. So now you've got two female martial artists that can not only create an energetic space, but also a physical space of safety on a completely different level. I think that's a magic combination. And then you get this man that is just so soft and such a beautiful, beautiful space holder. It was just the magical ingredients in the kitchen that held the space. It was just a whole different experience. And I can't wait to go back. I told Oliver, like Oliver has said to me, he's like, you are my sister. Like there was a deep, deep connection with him. And he said, anytime you want to facilitate, like there is we are doing this. This is our thing. If we want to do retreats, like the synergy between the three of us was just so incredible. And that's for me experiencing it from a facilitator point of view. And Anne-Marie, like, coming from somebody who was there, it was a great container.
It was a great container, a safe container. I let a lot of walls down. It was a great, safe container. And yeah, I don't know if we can ever replicate that. I doubt it. But just knowing that there's certain structures in place, like he's the soft, yet strong divine masculine man. And of
Right.
course, Laura is like anchored in completely in you. I mean, it's going to be a solid crazy experience. And I can only imagine what my life will look like in a year spending time with you guys. That much better.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that I like that she's done, and this is the first time, so this is an experiment. Like, we go to these apprenticeships. Well, our apprenticeship was kind of like that because we would get together and then we still had our online things.
Yeah.
That's how Laura is doing this too. It was the 5-day retreat. And then for 6 months, we meet online and it's business development. So what's going to be great for you and Kristina is what we learn. We come in and then share here, right?
Yeah.
And so we just keep passing along the information, but eventually it's going to be great when we can all be going to Mexico together.
Right.
Well, I already paid my deposit for next year.
You did?
I did.
That's exciting.
It's very exciting. I'm committed.
Oh my God. That's great. That's great.
I
Yeah.
also want to join her 1 year of writing. Her, I forget what she's called it, but we met this morning for a clarity call, a bunch of us. And so through her, I'm meeting all kinds of people and it's very exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to do her writing thing for a year because I love it.
Yeah. Kristina and I did that and I fell off. It wasn't the container I needed, but it may be good for you.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah,
Kristina,
I did it last year.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't get very far.
Oh, really?
Well, and the timings, like I thought I could make the timings work, and I know I can watch them after, but I found it really difficult to make the timings work.
Right.
That was part of it for me.
Yeah.
Having to go to a
Job.
job.
Yeah, because the calls were in the morning. But basically what that is she's basically babysitting you to write. So if you need help writing, then that's what that's for.
Okay.
Because she'll literally just give you a prompt and then say, okay, for half an hour we're writing. I'll see you back in half an hour. So
I don't like that.
yeah, it's a babysitting, and some people need that to get their book written.
It takes me back to grade 5 when we had to do like free writing or whatever in the mornings. and I liked writing, but I didn't like having to write. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, she had some really great tips, so I will take your feedback
Mhm.
and think on it for sure. Because it's not really a huge financial investment, really. So yeah, anyways, I'll consider that. Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate the
And we can
honesty.
talk more about it later if you want. We're at 10 after 9, 10 after 7. So,
He's
to
like, I
wrap
want
up,
sushi.
yeah, we're going for sushi. Does anybody else want sushi? We could do a collective sushi and just send each other sushi vibes as we chew.
I'm going to send you very good sushi vibes. I had some homemade soup about 2 hours ago and my homemade sourdough, so I'm good.
Well, I'm excited to get home and have your soup and sourdough too.
I shared a funny video on Facebook. There's a guy, Josh, on TikTok, JAWSH, and it's all ripping and dude. You know, getting into your 30s, dude. It's like, I don't know, what did he say? Sandwiches, or not sandwiches. It was like, whatever. It's like coffee in the morning. Like, dude, it rocks. Whatever. He's so enthused. He's so happy with his life. It's amazing. So I did this funny video, you know. I hope Josh one day does a homemade soup and homemade sourdough video. And maybe he'll get inspiration from me and we'll do one of those he'll do one of those side by sides with me or
Yeah,
something.
that's funny. Send it to him. Send it to him. Say you
Right?
inspired me.
Dude,
I
it's
love it.
ripping. Anyway, funny.
I love it. Well, it's good to see you guys.
Yeah.
And I'll be thinking about you on the 21st, and I'll be excited to hear how it goes, Mishawn.
Yeah.
Mhm. And I'll see
So
It'll
how
be
many
fabulous, however it ends up, how many ever people
Exactly.
here, it'll be perfect. So
Happy solstice to all of you early.
solstice.
Yeah. Thank you. You too.
All right, and you get last thing, Wilbur is back online. Woo, woo, woo. He
There's
messaged
Wilbur.
me yesterday and he's like, my internet's back on. It's go time. And I'm like, I'm so glad you're back because I'm ungrounded and I need help.
And I'm missing the
So,
link. I
yes,
don't know who Wilbur is.
things over in the Philippines are getting better.
VA.
Yeah, he's my
Oh, this
VA.
is your VA.
Yeah. So he's back online and things are good and he'll be around again. So I'm excited about that. So
Oh,
yay
good.
for Wilbur.
Yay for Wilbur. Way to go, Wilbur.
Exactly.
Nice to see you
All right,
ladies.
loves. We will chat soon.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a good week.
See you next week.
Bye. Where's the exit?